What if I told you there are some Hollywood actors who literally got banned for life, never to grace the screen again? I'm talking about careers cut off, deals aborted, roles evaporated. This video, we're peeling back the glitz and glamour to reveal 4 actors who crossed a line and paid the ultimate price. From explosive misconduct to behind-the-scenes betrayals, these stories serve as gut punches to the indestructible star myth. Let's dive into the first half of this list, where reputation ends and history begins. First up is Kevin Spacey, once one of the most charismatic leading men in Hollywood, an Oscar winner, a series icon, a figure of artistic respect. His downfall was swift and brutal. After multiple accusations of sexual misconduct surfaced, Netflix dropped him from the final season of House of Cards. Studios canceled all his upcoming films, and many collaborators publicly distanced themselves. His career didn't just slow down, it stopped cold. Contracts were voided, projects erased. The message was loud and clear. In the age of Thou Art Me Too, no amount of past achievements can shield you from accountability. Spacey's case is a textbook example of how behavior off-camera can fundamentally dismantle everything built on camera. Next, consider Armie Hammer. The actor with the chiseled jaw and A-list presence seemed destined for stardom. From The Social Network to Call Me by Your Name. But when allegations of disturbing personal texts, abuse and non-consensual behavior leaked online, his image and his career imploded. Hammer was dropped by agencies, deleted his social media, and seemed to vanish from the industry overnight. Roles vanished. Studios walked away. The ban wasn't issued by a specific body, but by the collective refusal of Hollywood to touch him again. The lesson: fame is fragile, and public trust is the currency no studio wants to lose. Another shocking example is Shia LaBeouf. Early on, he was the much-talked-about actor, quirky, intense, capable of serious range. But behind the scenes, a pattern of on-set meltdowns, erratic behavior, and allegations of domestic abuse emerged. Even as he attempted an indie comeback, the stigma followed. Roles dried up, major studios became cautious, and his career trajectory redirected sharply downward. LaBeouf's story shows how issues of professionalism, personal behavior, and reputation converge to form an invisible barrier that Hollywood won't cross. Finally, consider Roman Polanski. Though more director than actor, his banishment from major Hollywood ceremony circles makes his case pertinent. He pleaded guilty to unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor in the 1970s, and subsequently fled U.S. jurisdiction. Despite continued acclaim abroad, when his name resurfaced in major Hollywood contexts, doors had closed. The Academy expelled him in 2018. It's a stark reminder that decades of artistry cannot eclipse criminal history in the eyes of many in the business. These stories aren't about moralizing. They're about real consequences. Each actor made choices, or revealed truths, that the industry ultimately judged as irredeemable. Whether through criminal charges, personal misconduct, or the erosion of reputation, the result is the same: a career that ends not with a swan song, but with silence. Hollywood has always been a place of reinvention, where image is currency and comebacks are almost expected. But there are some stars whose falls from grace are so severe, so headline-dominating, that no PR team, no apology tour, and no rebranding strategy could ever bring them back. In Part 2, we're diving deeper into the stories of 2 more actors whose careers didn't just fade. They were erased, leaving behind a legacy defined not by talent, but by controversy. Let's start with Lindsay Lohan. Once a global phenomenon, Lindsay was the face of early 2000s Hollywood. From The Parent Trap to Mean Girls, her charm, timing, and screen presence made her a household name before she even turned 20. But fame came at a price, and Lindsay paid heavily. A string of DUIs, drug possession charges, missed court appearances, and public breakdowns turned her into a media spectacle. Hollywood, which had once adored her, suddenly viewed her as a liability. Studios couldn't insure her, directors couldn't trust her, and even co-stars hesitated to work alongside her. The industry's message was clear: talent isn't enough when reliability disappears. though she's made attempts at a comeback in recent years. The damage to her Hollywood status remains one of the most tragic examples of self-sabotage in modern entertainment history. Then comes Mel Gibson, a case study in how an entire career can implode overnight. Once the ultimate leading man, Gibson had everything: box office power, Oscars, and respect as both actor and director. But when recordings emerged of his anti-Semitic remarks during a DUI arrest, followed by accusations of domestic abuse and racist comments, his reputation detonated. Studios cut ties, talent agencies dropped him, and Hollywood essentially exiled him for nearly a decade. For years, his name became synonymous with scandal rather than success. Though Gibson eventually attempted a slow reintegration with films like Hacksaw Ridge, which earned him an Oscar nomination for directing, the full restoration of trust and admiration never truly returned. His story is a stark reminder of how personal conduct can permanently overshadow professional triumphs. What unites all these cases, from Kevin Spacey to Mel Gibson, is that none of them were undone by poor acting or lack of skill. They were undone by choices. In an industry that thrives on image and public perception, the fall from grace often happens faster than the rise. Once the audience turns its back, once studios decide you're too toxic to associate with, it's nearly impossible to rebuild what's lost. But it's also worth asking, is a lifetime ban always justified? Hollywood's moral compass has shifted dramatically over the years. Some figures have managed quiet comebacks through independent films, streaming projects, or work overseas. Others, however, have remained untouchable, not because of lack of talent, but because public trust simply can't be repaired. And maybe that's the lesson beneath all this. Fame isn't freedom. The same spotlight that lifts you up can expose everything hidden in the shadows. Every scandal, every betrayal, every crime becomes magnified until there's no space left for redemption. So as we close this look into the 4 actors banned for life from Hollywood, one thing becomes clear. Behind the glimmer of red carpets and applause lies a system that never forgets. Reputation once lost rarely returns. And while Hollywood will always make room for new stars, it never truly forgives the ones who fall the hardest.